Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another first Descendant video. Time to look at Ultimate Gley in the Axion planes for the mobbing content. So just before season 3 started, I made a tier list video and I had the audacity to not put her in the S tier, which upset a lot of people, and I got a lot of comments saying, no, she's really good, you need to use the restored relic, things like that. And so what I did was I made it a point to use her in season 3 Axion Plane, especially because back in the old content I had used her quite a lot for the Void Erosion Purge with the dagger, for Defiler boss, Tormentor. So if you go back 6 months on the channel, you'll see there are a lot of Gley videos, Gley with the dagger, Void Erosion Purge, clear stage 28, stage 30. She was the meta there. In fact, early days she was the only one who could clear stage 30. You had 4 Gleys in Void Erosion Purge 30, and that was like the most comfortable way of clearing the content. They also removed the explosion effects from the rocket launchers. That helped quite a lot, and the restored relic became meta. But I never really felt the need to take out the restored relic and Gley for mobbing content, because you had people like Bunny, Inez, Freyna who could just run and take out enemies without doing much. But with season 3 starting, what I did was for the first couple of days, I only used Gley because I wanted to test her against the harder content. And in my opinion, it makes more sense here to use Gley because of the rocket launcher, because of the tougher enemies and the more quantity of enemies, let's say, and of course the bigger elites. She excels at almost all of them. I would say she's top 5, if not top 3 for the Axion planes, because Inez will struggle a little bit against the elites. Serena, while very strong, if you're not using the rocket launcher, she will be slower at clearing mobs, smaller enemies when she's high up in the air. She'll do a good job against the enemy ships, against the elites, but not so much against the normal trash mobs. Freyna is a decent one. Freyna is again good at most things, but not as strong. And of course, we have Nell, who's very strong at everything. So I would say Gley is in there because you can give her a lot of cooldown and duration, use the restored relic, and every 10 seconds just use her third ability and just fire away. One of the things I noticed while mobbing with Gley was it felt like there were fewer enemies in some of the missions in the Axion place because you were clearing them so quickly with your rockets. And of course, with the infinite ammo thing, wasn't a problem. Of course, the elites were also not a problem, and especially the enemies which have the orbs or like the 2 phases, they were getting melted very quickly. So Gley is definitely a very good descendant for the Axion place, and so I thought I'll just make a video a recap for the Axion place. I haven't made one recently for Gley because in the last round of buffs, I did not see a point of making the video. However, now we can explore things. So if you remember in the last month patch when they buffed a few people, basically with Gley, what they did was the Predator Instinct. They gave it more damage in the stage 1 and stage 2, and of course they removed the movement speed decrease from a third ability. So now you're not slowed down when you activate your third. So just all-round buffs for Gley. The build is identical to what we had for the Void Erosion Purge. All I've done is name this from 30 to 10. That's it basically. So what we have is the Predator Instinct. We have 2 mods for HP, 2 mods for cooldown, well, 2 of these focus mods, and then Nimble Figures MP conversion. These 2 can be anything, any focus mods, and you don't even need to enhance them because we are not building a skill build. We just need these for cooldown. So you could have anything here, Dimension and Toxic or whatever. Then we have short focus because again we are not using skill power, so we are putting more towards the firearm. We have extension and maximize duration, both for them for more range, more duration. And then I have an HP collector so that you get some HP back. The result is our third ability has a cooldown of 7.3 seconds and a duration of 9.7 seconds. So we want the duration to be more than the cooldown. So it's exactly the same with some minor variations here and there. But this is the core build where we put as much power into the gun as possible, give her some health, increase the duration so that you can keep firing for 9.7 seconds or 10 seconds in this case. Now Gley doesn't have shields, Gley doesn't have MP, so we don't have to worry about that. Now for the external components, previously we used to use things like the Annihilation set. Now we can use the Firebrand set. The firebrand set 2 pieces will give you duration and range. We are looking for the duration mostly. We get 6.5 duration with 2 pieces here. With the annihilation set, we had 5.7 on the duration. So this gives us more duration. And then we have the shell crusher. This gives us fire rate 5%, and fire rate makes a big difference. And also these two have HP rows. So HP. This is the only one that is wasted because it has shield by default, and this has HP as well. So combine all of that, and we are looking at around 30,000 HP, making her very comfortable. What I've also done is I've put, since again we don't need MP, I've gone with fire resistance on the auxiliary power. I've gone with chill resistance on the sensor and HP recovery. And then we have electric resistance and gold drop rate with electric resistance on the cores. So you can see I've matched the cores as well. And I have ESIF display time because again, we don't need shields. So this way she is resistant to the different elements as well. You can see here we have elemental resistance, all 4 types. And the reactor I have is the materialized singularity. Again, you don't need to match the reactor. You just need cooldown and duration on the reactor. So you could take any reactor you want. You could take this one here, not this one. You need cooldown and duration. So any reactor that has cooldown and duration, and you don't need the gun to be mounted. Let's look at the gun first, then we'll show the Arche Tuning because it's connected to the launcher here. So I've gone with a multi-hit build for the restored relic. So we have rifling reinforcement, action reaction, charge amplification, ammo optimization for the explosion radius and transfer magazine. We have also increased radius, which gives us more radius, multi-piercing for the multi-hit damage, and multi-percussion for the multi-hit chance. Fire enhancement, fire rate up, so 25% more fire rate. We want as much fire rate as we can possibly put in the relic. And then I have put vibration absorption to remove the recoil, or not remove it, but reduce it, because this makes it a lot more comfortable. If you are okay with the recoil, you can put another element mod like a fire priority or something, because we don't care about reload. So now let's look at the Arche Tuning. Again, because it's mostly focused on the weapon, we go this way. We take the weak point. We have to, because we have to go here, and then we take the accuracy. We take all the enhanced skills. We take the multi-hit one here, multi-hit chance here, multi-hit damage in the middle. We take the affinity. We go up to enhanced firearm, and we take this purple. So we take as much of the firearm and the multi-hit and all of that here based on the build. Now with the rows and the cores on the gun, I have explosive attack. I only have it in blue. Fire attack, that is the element we want here. Multi-hit chance, multi-hit damage, 12.1% chance and 30.7% multi-hit damage. And on the cores, we have 3 fire rate cores and 2 fire cores, the elements. Now, if you can see the fire rate cores, I have 19, 19, and 20. We have 5 here, and we have 25 in the mod page. The result is 500 fire rate. Now let me show you something interesting. I have a second relic here. This one I made for the Void Erosion Purge stage 10, so based around chill. But this one has 20, 20, and 20, so 60% here. This one has 58, okay? And just this 2% difference gives it 600, whereas this one, the fire one, has 500. So you can see here just 2% fire rate difference, and we are getting a significant increase to the fire. Anyway, so this is the fire one we are using. You can use the chill one as well if you wanted, but yeah, I wanted to have it with the same element to give out maximum damage with the element. So yeah, so like I said, you can change the recoil and put something else if you wanted more fire, I guess. But yeah, so that is the setup for Gley, the rocket launcher, the external components. Inversion reinforcement, again, you can go with strike point amplification. So when landing a multi-hit with a firearm, grants weak point, although I don't know if it's any use with the rocket launcher, so you could probably take something else. Reload time we don't need. Cooldown, again, we don't really need cooldown. We don't want skill cost reduction. I suppose you can take some HP recovery or something if you wanted. And we'll also take this one here, the firearm control mechanism, because we are using the multi-hit stuff. This will be useful. We'll get either multi-hit damage, 60 plus 9.1% or 16% or 20% multi-hit damage and 9.4% multi-hit chance. So one of those will trigger, and of course take the element that you're using. So we are going with fire over here. So yeah, so that is the Gley setup for Axion plays. And yeah, overall, I think she's pretty good here. You can have a great time and just, take out the elites, take out the mobs. You don't really have to worry too much. Every 10 seconds, as soon as your duration is done, you fire it up again, and yeah, you have a great time. She's pretty decent against especially the stronger enemies, and of course with 30,000 HP, you can also help out your teammates, because I was noticing some of the innis on my teams were getting knocked, so it was easy to pick them up as well with the extra HP. So yeah, that is Gley if you wanted to use Gley in the Axion place. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.